Hey, thank you very much. Can you guys hear me okay? Perfect. Thank you all for taking some time to spend with us here at the end of the day. We are going to be talking about reimagining healthcare, the impact of enhanced interoperability, and informative knowledge networks through platforms. That's a title. Thank you all for taking some time at the end of the day. I know we're probably standing between you and a happy hour, so we're going to keep this concise. We're going to have a little bit of fun up here, but I hope the content's informative. We're going to keep it pretty quick, but I would like to spend some time with anybody who's interested in learning more after this brief presentation. My name is Sean Brindley. I'm the Director of Partnerships at Olive, joining you today from the land of breakfast tacos, craft beer, and Matthew McConaughey. That is, of course, Austin, Texas. My colleague Dylan's going to be joining as well. I'll let him introduce himself when we get to his part of the content. So real quick, here's a look at the agenda of what I want to discuss today. We're going to do a quick intro, and then I want to discuss a little bit more about the Olive platform and the 5 layers that it consists of. Dylan's going to go into our cybernetics platform and discuss Olive HIMSS. And from there, we're going to go into some detail around a case study and talk about the impact that our platform has had on a real health organization and the dramatic results that we've seen proved through that. Olive. Olive is the automation company creating the Internet of Healthcare. So what does that mean? The Internet of Healthcare is something that we've all joined together to build together. Our CEO, when he founded the company, he was floored by the fact that there are so many disparate data systems in the healthcare ecosystem that just didn't talk to each other, a lot of mundane and repetitive work that took humans away from focusing on what's really important in providing care to the patients. With that, he set out to build the Internet of Healthcare, where we can connect those data systems and ultimately unleash $1 trillion of spend from the healthcare system. Olive, it is not just a point-to problem solution. We're truly an enterprise AI platform that we developed to deliver value across the entire ecosystem. So real quick, taking a look at the Olive platform and what it consists of. We have 5 layers in our platform. That's our user experience layer, application development, intelligence, integration, and our API first services. I'd like to first talk to you a little bit about the user experience layer. This is something that is live and active today, and what Dylan will be talking about when we get to the cybernetics platform. What this really means is that we're able to deliver content to users and consumers where they are today and day in, day out, every other day. We're able to actually operate on the Olive platform and develop and deploy things in real time without being extraordinarily technical or in the back end of complicated systems. That's a brief intro into what we're doing today on the platform. There are some other layers that we'll talk about in a couple of slides, but about where the platform is hosted, we work very closely with AWS. AWS is extremely collaborative with us. They've been fantastic in helping us deploy our solutions quickly and scale across the health system and the entire enterprise that we work with. We work with a number of products from the AWS stack, everything from EC2, S3, AWS Lambda, Kinesis, excuse me. There's a lot of people out here smarter than me that actually know what these things are, but we have a great team of dedicated product and engineering folks back in the office in Ohio that are working with Amazon day in, day out to rapidly scale and deploy our solutions across the healthcare ecosystem. So with that, I'm going to pause for a second, and I'd like my colleague Dylan McKinney to step in, introduce himself, and talk about our cybernetics platform and the impact it's having today in a real-world example.
All right, thanks so much, Sean. Hey everybody, my name is Dylan McKinney. I'm a partner account lead here with Olive. If Austin is the land of Matthew McConaughey, I am the land of Tom Brady now at this point. Welcome back, Tom, to Tampa. So short drive over for me. I'm going to be talking a little bit about Olive HIMSS, and this is a component of our open platform. That's a desktop application that helps deliver real-time intelligence to our end users. It does this by using sensors to help paint a contextual picture around what workflow is this end user in the middle of, and where can we help deliver helpful information to allow them to reach their destination quicker. And the automations running on top of this Olive Helps platform are called loops. You can think of loops like apps. We have a loop library where all of these different loops are being built by third-party vendors, health systems consultants, et cetera. So there is an LDK similar to an SDK for your team to stand up automations on the Olive Helps platform. What we'll be talking about today is specifically one of those loops that were developed for one of our first beta customers out on the West Coast. I had the unique opportunity of being part of this team as we launched our project. And what we were working with Memorial Care on is how we can identify an opportunity in their call center to gain some efficiencies and reduce wait times and reduce call times. So this team that was working in the call center had about 90 navigators that were fielding patient calls. And as they fielded these patient calls, they'd have to look at this really manual Excel document. This Excel document was thousands of rows of data, provider preferences, schedules, what insurance are accepted. So as you can imagine, as they're talking on the phone with patients, trying to manually find all of this data, it led to a pretty elongated call, which again led to longer wait times for those patients. So we decided to focus on this inefficiency as an opportunity for Olive Helps. And what we did is we built Olive Helps. Here you can see on the right-hand side, we built this loop to point at their knowledge graph that housed that Excel document. And now when a navigator picks up the phone at Memorial Care, they're no longer looking through a manual document to find that information. They can trigger a quick search in that search bar up top, and it pulls forward anything relevant about that provider, their specialty, what insurances they accept, et cetera. So standing through this loop after that first year, we've enabled Memorial Care to not only drive $2 million in revenue growth through reduced patient leakage as well as increased call volume, but we've also had a bit of a tertiary benefit for those employees that are getting onboarded. If you could think about your onboarding experience of learning how to navigate an extremely manual Excel document versus being able to trigger a quick search, we now have their team up and running about 3 weeks earlier than they were prior to Olive Helps being deployed. This is just one example. As I'd mentioned, we have about 40 to 50 loops in the loop library today. It is an open platform. If you're interested in learning more, potentially joining, we'd love to have a conversation with you. And with that, I'll kick it back to Sean.
Great, thank you, Dylan. So what Dylan was discussing, again, just to emphasize where we are today, that's our user experience layer of the Olive platform. Looking forward into the future, we're going to be going beyond just user experience and the application development, that's where the Olive Helps and the cybernetics platform comes into play. But we'll be working with our intelligence, integration, and API-first services. So a quick note on what each of those are. When we look at Olive's integration layer, this is designed to help enhance interoperability. So with this layer, we're going to be connecting discrete and disparate systems, improving quality of care and patient experiences, increasing healthcare efficiencies. All of this will lead to a reduction of cost across the system. And with that reduction of cost, we're hoping to help mitigate clinical burnout. That's something that is extremely relevant today that we're all very familiar with through our work with healthcare, and something that by improving, we're going to improve the lives of providers and patients alike. Finally, a quick note on our intelligence layer. This is a one-of-a-kind system that we're extremely excited to be working with Amazon on. With this, we're going to be harmonizing clinical data, building deeper understandings of that data, which will ultimately lead to an acceleration of decision-making. With all that, those who are making decisions about a patient's care day in, day out, will be able to prioritize healthcare and ensure that the right decisions are made at the right time to have the most positive impacts on both the patient and the providers' lives. Thank you for your time. Really do appreciate your attention, especially here at the end of the day, towards the end of the conference. Hope you all have a great day, and thank you again.